how are you guys? It's spiritual advisor Francesca. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. I hope you guys are doing great. Today is going to be a love reading on Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Thank you guys so much for waiting. I've been having a busy year, and typically I do have like a bright light and I don't know where it is, so I had to get like this flashlight so it's not so dim in here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right to it. I know that there's been a lot of comments and speculations about what's been going on between Shawn and Camila for these last few months. So I'm gonna go ahead and first address what has been happening. Then I'm gonna address how Shawn is thinking and feeling, and how Camila's thinking and feeling. And then I'm going to address what's gonna happen in the near future. So I kind of had to move this light around. It's kind of like a flashlight. Oh Lord. Okay, hopefully, yeah, like that's fine. Okay. All right. So in the recent past, I did see that they did communicate in February. However, they didn't continue communicating. I do see that Shawn ended up ending the communication. So let's get right into that. Let me take out my dices as well. It's been a while, guys. I know that the prediction that I made that they were gonna reunite and everything, and it was gonna be seen in March or April, it didn't come to light. So I'm prioritizing this reading, and I'm focusing for this reading to be spot on. So I really took my time, almost like 40 minutes, to prepare for the reading, just to have a lot of confirmations regarding answers and regarding what happened and what will happen. So let's get right into it. So the last time they communicated, I do see it was in Aquarius season. They communicated in February. I do see that they were trying to reset communication. I do see that it was Camila that reached out to him. He did end up reaching out to her. I do see that the communication, it was very folly. It wasn't that serious. It was more catching up. It was them trying to get on the same page in terms of like where they're at and opening themselves up to each other, like kind of trying to get back in a space of comfort. It was a bit challenging for them to be open. I do see that unfortunately pride got in the way on Camila's end. That triggered Shawn extremely. It triggered Shawn to the point where he felt like he needed to protect himself. He felt a little bit inferior. Like previous ones came out. The good news about them communicating in the recent past is that they did reconnect on a childlike level. They did bring up memories. They did establish rapport to the point where they felt a spark. I don't see that they were super vulnerable with each other. I do see that there was some secrets that they were keeping from each other. I do see that as they were communicating, their mindset positively changed as they both revealed to themselves and to each other that like they're going on new endeavors, they're starting new things, whether it's projects, programs. I'm picking up specifically for Camila, she was talking a lot about some sort of interview or show, something of that nature. And then he was talking more about his daily habits and the things that he's doing every day to get back to where he was in the past. And I'm picking up specifically 2019, 2021, which was a year of him really operating out of his authenticity, and his throat chakra was just on fire. So they got a lot of clarity about where they were individually, but not about where they're at mentally or emotionally when it comes to each other. And then a sudden conversation came up which really challenged Shawn and Camila, and I do see that it made Shawn feel very insecure, and it made Camila kind of like a little bit reactive. And it just seems as though it was revealed to Shawn that like she doesn't care or respect him, or she also doesn't care about how she comes off, and she's not willing to make a sacrifice, and she's willing to challenge him, and she's willing to not tame her ego and pride when it comes to dealing with him. And he just didn't like that. And even though that they did establish that romantic spark as they were communicating, because they got excited, you know, and they felt like they kind of both manifested each other back. It didn't proceed. So I do see that their objective and goal is to communicate more clearly moving forward. They both kind of like failed when it came to concluding and completing some sort of lesson that they needed to complete at that time. I do see that they were happy when it came to hearing from each other, though. And so overall, I do see that they were needing to find some sort of balance between speaking their mind and saying too much. And it seems as though Camila ended up speaking her mind too much, which triggered Shawn. That's kind of like that trigger that happened between them. She took too much of a risk, and it kind of distracted Shawn, where he began to just become very rigid and focused on what she said rather than just like kind of brushing it off, which is something that he could have done. But he kind of went back to a pattern where he like holds on to things, and he allows himself to kind of like let go because he gets triggered because of what she says. So some things came up, and I am seeing that it's going to improve moving forward. So let's go ahead and see how Shawn is thinking and feeling about Camila at this time. So the way that Shawn is thinking and feeling about Camila at this time, so I am seeing that he's very fearful. I do see that he's both anxious and happy that he's going to be reconnecting with her, because it is confirmed that they will be reconciling in Taurus season. And I also was picking up if they're going to be dating again, and I did confirm that they will. I am picking up though in between Taurus to Gemini season, and I did confirm that we also are going to be hearing about it. So it seems as though it's all going to be happening quite fast. So a new romantic cycle between them is going to begin. I do see that it's going to be a little bit challenging for Shawn, but I do see that he's going to take that risk. One moment. So the way that he's also thinking and feeling is that I do see that he's at a space where he feels like he has to let go of the dilemma in his mind regarding how she comes off. Again, Camila doesn't mean to be how she is with him at times. She honestly does mean well, but the girl's spicy, you know, and she's Latin and she has her mannerism. And this is something that has really triggered him. And instead of him looking at her as selfish or potentially like she doesn't care or is too prideful, he's beginning to find a resolution regarding his objective and his verdict about her responses to him. So I see that he's kind of transmuting that anger and that frustration that he feels regarding the past. He's beginning to step out of a victim mentality because he felt very trapped about this situation, especially in the last 2 months since they didn't communicate. I do see that there's a lot of mental anxiety. It's like he feels like he needs to adjust his attitude. He's also potentially like rehearsing. I am picking up a heavy glitch in the matrix. So there's a lot of manifestation that he may be doing, visualizing, communicating with her, how he's going to come off. Because it seems as though he's very deep into water and sun manifestation, and these are just elements that he uses to harmonize his mind and harmonize his body, mind, and soul, and tame this anxiety. I do see that he feels like there's been a lot of mind games in the last 2 months, and he wants to be happy, because I do see that the way he also thinks and feels is that like he's ready to get this back on track. He's ready to bring balance to the situation. He's ready to reveal himself. He wants to cooperate. I do see that he does allow the anxiety to take over, especially at night when he's like thinking about like what's going to happen. He thinks potentially like worst case scenario, or like if he reaches out, is he going to be back in the same dilemma? Shawn really honors the person he's becoming. He's really proud of who he is, and he doesn't want to fall into insecurities or fall victim of his own emotions. Neither does he want to dishonor himself because he feels like it took a lot for him to pick himself back up. That's what I'm seeing. So the way that he's also thinking and feeling at this time about Camila is that he wants to compromise. He really wants to negotiate, and he wants to feel more and think less about their situation. So that's kind of where he's at, is that he's addressing the emotional issue in order to talk things through, and instead of like being selfish and like potentially avoiding her because it's just like, yeah, like I can't do this anymore, or like we can't talk, like hit me up when you don't have this like attitude. He's beginning to recognize that he can't be selfish like that either. He can't just close himself off when things get uncomfortable, because he knows it's not going to get him anywhere. So he recognizes that things are going to go his way as long as he restarts and resets the scales in his emotional body and his emotional plane. So he's getting some sort of equilibrium back in his mind and in his heart that is helping him want to communicate with her. And the action I actually see him taking is that he's going to communicate with her, and I am picking up that it's going to happen in Taurus season. So he's coming in hot, a little bit slow, but he's coming in hot in Taurus season. Mind you guys, I'm recording this video on the 20th of April. Taurus season just started, if I'm not mistaken, today. So so it is about to go off. I am picking up that he's daydreaming a lot about the situation. I am picking up that it may happen quite soon. I'm picking up in May though. And I'm seeing that when he does communicate with her, he's revealing himself. So he's coming in after like a little hiatus of being away, after developing self-mastery and really being able to finally put in that effort to connect. I do see him taking a huge risk to really give it his all, being really carefree, naive, but also at the same time vulnerable and finally himself. And not saying that he wasn't himself when they communicated in February, but there was like this like, oh, I'm not going to reveal everything because I don't quite trust you yet, or I don't quite feel that I'm ready to open up. But he's communicating with the intention of like making peace, of actually getting somewhere with this communication. Like he wants to make some sort of change, and he's coming in very decisive about wanting to have some sort of progress. I do see that this is a definite decisive moment for Shawn, and he's going to be very clear when he communicates with her, like, hey, I'm reaching out to you because I want to make peace. I can't stop thinking about you. I don't want to let you go. So there's an aspect of him revealing to her, I want to work on things. I don't want to let you go. I want to cooperate. Is there a way for us to find a resolution? So it's really him now finally acting on his original intentions that I saw in January, but now actually coming through. So remember guys, I don't know if you guys watched my January video for Shawn and Camila, but I did see that it was going to be Shawn that was going to reach out to her and kind of go through this reconciliation, and it ended up being Camila that reached out. I saw that it was going to be either or, but it was more Shawn having that propensity to do so, but he didn't follow through. So now it's him revealing himself to her and really getting to a resolution and coming to a harmonious divine reunion this Taurus season, finally stripping themselves naked to each other and having that vulnerable conversation, repairing that trust, repairing the emotional expression to each other, being able to accept each other for their differences, but also completely surrender to the love and be at a space where they're open and willing to share their emotions. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. I do see that we are going to know of it. We are going to see it. So let's see that news that like when they see each other is going to come out in Taurus to Gemini season. So let's see how it goes. So I do see that they are going to reveal to the world that they are seeing each other. A new romantic cycle will begin. Destiny is now taking control, and a new cycle is going to begin. An old cycle is going to be completed. They are finally now going to deepen their connection. Calmness, happiness, and stability is now being restored, and a happy relationship between them is now going to come to place. So finally, after quite some time, Shawn and Camila will be reconciling and opening up a new connection. So let's go ahead and see how Camila's thinking and feeling about Shawn. Okay, star friends, so I forgot to mention what Shawn wants to tell Camila but isn't telling her. I think that happened in the previous reading as well. Anyway, so some messages that Shawn wants to tell Camila but isn't telling her at this time. And by the way, if you ever want a specific love reading for you and your partner, you can go ahead to my website, go to consciousful.com and book your reading there. We can do a recorded reading or a live reading. So a channeled message from Shawn to Camila. He's saying, I'm worried. I'm so afraid that you will move on and meet someone else. It's keeping me awake at night and I can't lose you. So that's also referring to what I was seeing earlier when he was thinking worst case scenario at night. That's amazing. He's saying, I'm owning up. While we've been apart, I've been learning who I am, and I really have changed, and I want you to know you can count on me to do the right thing. So that's definitely giving her that promise that, like, hey, like, I'm sorry that, like, I stopped talking to you, you pissed me off, but I'm learning that I also am at fault, which is really nice to see, because it's like he is laughing it off as well. He's saying, I care. I'm sorry for ignoring you and making you doubt how I feel. It was selfish of me, and I care about you, and I always will. He's saying, I'm still healing. When I pull away from you, I'm afraid of being hurt. It's nothing you're doing wrong. Please don't take it personally. Wow. I'm really interested because I know you're focusing on other things, and it makes me curious about what you're doing. I want to share your dreams. I'm really hopeful, and I hope that we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. Oh my God, guys. I know I'm asking for a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I was naive and childish. Holy shit, guys. Remember earlier when I was like, oh, he's gonna come in kind of naive and carefree? Damn. Oh my God. And then the last message he has is that it's two more. He's saying, I'm lost. Nobody seems to get me or understand me but you. I feel alone. And then the last message he has is that I feel nostalgic listening to music of you. You're on my mind. I'm thinking of you. Oh my God. I got goosebumps. So that's amazing. So let's go ahead and transition to how Camila's thinking and feeling about Shawn and what she wants to say as well. So Camila right now is stalking Shawn. She's stalking him a lot. I do see that. She's stalking him in order to get perspective, okay? I do see that she's at a space where she does feel at a power struggle. Very chronically stressed in the last 4 weeks, especially since Mercury retrograde started. Just feeling like, damn, I'm picking up a specific message like, damn, I did it again. And it's like she's recognizing how she sabotaged the situation. Like, oh, I should have, I could have said this. I should have done that. And it's like, yeah, she's recognizing that she allowed her mind to get the best of her. She allowed her pride to get in the way. She overspoke. She repeated similar patterns that she's done 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And it's like, now she's trying to get her mind in control regarding the situation. She's reflecting a lot. There's a lot of mirroring that they're going through at this time. Part of the mirroring is self-mastery and self-mediation and meditation. She's at a space where she's altering her perception, I'm picking up. And it seems as though it's helping her make a firm decision about how she's going to come off. She feels like she does need to avoid vanity. This makeover that she's gone through is maybe something she's regretting. I don't know, that came out randomly as well. But the makeover, it's like, it's related to her mental health. And now her mental health may be altering, or it's like it's now improving because she's able to change her perspective right now. Like her mind was before like operating out of this struggle, opposition, this like this enemy kind of energy, like, oh, we're in a strife, you know, you're against me if you're not with me, or if you don't agree with me. And now her mind is able to see things through the eyes of love, and is changing her perspective. Therefore, she's going to be changing as a person. So if she goes through a random makeover again in the next month or 2 months, just know that it's like her mental health improving. She seems to be, unfortunately, guys, talking to someone. It's not serious at all, but she is talking to someone. It's not coming up so strongly, but I did confirm it and I did see it, so I have to say it. I am picking up that she's at a space where she wants to rebuild, and the way that it's coming through, it's like, I want to rebuild for the future. When we do communicate again, I'm going to not say this and I'm going to say this. I'm going to integrate what I'm learning, because she's learning something. She's learning about diplomacy. She's learning about patience. She's learning about understanding someone versus just listening, or versus just hearing them. That's something that's coming up as well. But it seems as though she is working on herself, and she's wanting to work on the way she's gonna communicate with him. It's like she also feels this may be coming. Intuitively, she feels it's coming, and she has a lot of creativity coming out within her. She's at a space where she wants to make healthy choices with Shawn. She wants to create space for real self-love and real self-care. And you know, it could have been that she has been sabotaging, but now she's at a space where she's really, really horny. You know, she's really at a space where she just wants to get things going. And as she self-reflects, she recognizes like the deepness of this love, and how magnificent the energy is, especially as the full moon may come on the 23rd. She's gonna go through like a resolution. She's going through like some sort of realization to overcome the dilemma, where she's developing more love, and her thoughts are greater than the issue that they had. And it seems as though a lot of the blame that she could be putting on herself is going to be dissipating. So the action I actually see her taking is receiving Shawn, because he's going to be communicating with her at any moment now in Taurus season. And she's going to follow the intuition. She's going to follow her lights. She's going to follow her heart to communicate with him. She's going to let him know, like, hey, I'm talking to someone, but like, don't sweat it. I can't see you now, but I can see you later on. And I'm picking up, it may be mid-Taurus season. I'm picking up May. But again, we're going to be hearing from it. They're already going to be in communication in Taurus season. But yeah, there's an aspect of her that is going to be very consistent with him, repairing the situation, having open dialogue. I do see that she does feel like she's going to be in a bit of a struggle because there's this other person here. But like, it's no big deal. Like, she's really going to be very transparent about like what's going on, and like, hey, like, you know, you kind of like stopped talking to me for a few months, and I got busy. And she's gonna let him know that like, yeah, I'm just trying to have fun as well, because Camila's still single, but like she's like actively potentially having sex with this guy, and it's like she's gonna reveal that to him. But she's gonna be very transparent with Shawn of like making plans and trying to coordinate some sort of resolution. And I see her like accepting invitations, and they're gonna be talking on the phone a lot, and it's just gonna be like a very, very happy reunion where like they both just feel extremely comfortable, like back at home together, having fun, gossiping together, letting each other know like what they're thinking about, what they're feeling, wanting to make new memories. She's really gonna have missed him, and she's really gonna be at a space where she's ready to like reveal herself more to him as well. I see her being very open. It's definitely gonna be a moment in time where she needs to like implement what she's learned and really think before she acts. So it's going to be an enlightening moment for her, because she definitely has to not lead with any arrogance, and she has to fully be at a space of sacrifice, so she no longer repeats previous patterns. But I see them talking on the phone a lot and really getting to a space of compromise, and it's really going to make her feel confident. Like this situation is no longer a liability. It's now an asset, and it's going to be contributing to her growth. Even though right now she does feel like, I need to take a risk to like show him, because right now she does want to communicate with him, because she feels like she owes it to him, like some sort of like she feels like she owes him not an apology. It's like a confession of like, yeah, I'm wrong. Like she feels like she needs to submit or admit to him that like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but like she didn't do that. So she kind of wants to do that, but she feels like it's too risky. She doesn't want to gamble her chances. She's like not showing her hands right now. That's why she's just stalking him. So yeah, so I see them communicating moving forward, and it's going to be beautiful. And we're going to be hearing of them hanging out and connecting. So this is nice to see. So one of the things that Camila wants to say but isn't saying to Shawn is she's saying, I want to tell you how I feel, and I wonder what you're going to do if I text you, expect me. So it seems as though she wants to, but it seems as though he's going to catch her before he does. She's saying, I'm your secret admirer. I watch your social media and I search for you online. That's funny, as we were just talking about that. She's saying, I'm angry because I've caused arguments and problems sometimes to be alone. She's saying, wow, you look really good with that smile. So I'm telling you, y'all, she be stalking. She's saying that I really need you. Your love and your powerful light guides me home. Thank you for sending it to me. I do feel it, and I need it now more than ever. You give me the hope that I can be happy again. I'm really excited, and I'm looking forward to our future. What did I say, guys? She is looking forward for the future. Like she's expecting for things to really unfold and for their plans to follow through, even though they haven't even spoken in 2 months. She knows it's gonna happen. Okay, she may be talking to some sort of medium like she always does. Who knows who she's talking to? She's saying, I need to let go of the past. Please wait for me. She's saying, I miss you. I miss talking to you. That's why sometimes we can talk for hours on the phone or in person. I don't want our time to end, no matter how it may seem to you. And I'm really anxious, she's saying. So yeah, that's where she's at. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen moving forward briefly. Okay, so moving forward, what's going to happen between Shawn and Camila? So they have the opportunity, as destiny opens the door for them to reconcile. They have the opportunity to go into a relationship, into a full reunion. Is it going to happen? I am seeing that they're going to date. Relationship, it would have to be confirmed in the next reading, but I am seeing that they're going to date. They're going to reconcile. What they will struggle with, I am seeing, is that they will struggle with revealing themselves fully to each other. So again, I do see them being vulnerable, but they're going to be very threatened. They will still have an aspect of kind of like running and chasing each other, kind of going through this roller coaster of emotions. But the good news is that they will finally enter a new era where they're more real with each other, more assertive and authentic. That will be their challenge, is to be more assertive with each other. I am picking up that in their reconciliation, they're going to be going through a lot of spiritual awakenings in between now all the way until Capricorn season at the end of the year, going into 2025. These spiritual awakenings will consist of them needing to heal the past once again, because what is repeated hasn't been healed. What you resist persists. So that's kind of what's gonna be brought to their attention in this reunion. Their South Node is going to be highly activated. So what that entails is them just needing to like let go of karma, let it go of the past, let go of things that are outdated, especially in Taurus season, outdated emotions, outdated events, outdated conditioning and thoughts. So I see them like dating, really just being at a practical place of dating, hooking up, hanging out, traveling. We may see that, as I mentioned. And I see them taking a vacation, a hideaway. I am picking up that that's going to be this summer. And I am picking up, I mean, they're just really going to immerse in the unconditional love and the affection. They're going to fall in love with each other again. And it's going to help align them to a more conventional relationship. It may not be official yet. Like I'm not getting that certainty yet, because there's some things that they need to heal, and it's like they may not be ready for that. So it's like they want to take it very slow before they announce it. It's like last year, it was like they rushed into it, and it's like, okay, well, we're going to eventually probably end up together, but let's just date for at least maybe like 3-4 months, see how it goes. Because they want to be responsible, and part of how they're going to be moving forward is like they are going to seize the opportunity by taking control and being more methodical. And as they move forward in this energy, it is kind of slow. It is like an iguana pace. But then once they pick up on the momentum, it's like, okay, we move fast. But everything's going to unfold in perfect timing for them, in divine order. But Cupid's arrow is going to strike them, and it's going to be beautiful. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and watching this video. Like I said, if you guys want your own personal reading regarding your love connection with someone, if you want to have a reading regarding your career, your finances, if you have any specific questions about your life, about where you're headed, about where you were, about where you want to be, even if it's questions regarding other people, or if it's questions regarding what you want to manifest, how to manifest, you can book your reading with me at consciousfultarot.com. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and write a comment. Tell me what you want to hear next, what celebrities you want me to do readings for next, and hope you share this video with your friends and family. Bye now. Bye, Star Friends.